It may have caught people off guard, but it appears WWE had some legitimate reasons for all of these releases that just happened, and we're going to talk about it and why I think we're going to see even more releases as the year goes on. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we got more to talk about. WWE, AAA, some more details there, and yes, we have another update on the TNA TV deal thing. Very, very exciting stuff happening in the world of wrestling. Let's talk about it. Okay, so first thing I want to do is talk about the TNA TV deal. I think this one is very interesting for a variety of reasons. WWE is obviously working with TNA. We know that TNA has been actively shopping around for a TV deal. And then just the other day, we were also talking about the fact that TNA had made a massive change to a rule in which talent are no longer allowed to blade. They don't want, people bleeding profusely. Now Matt Hardy is talking about this on his Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, and he says that the company is working on this new TV deal. They're very hell-bent on finding a new television platform. Obviously, for those who don't know, maybe you're new to the channel, but over a year ago I had actually spoken about TNA doing bigger venues and getting a better TV deal. This was something that I personally heard through my sources at TNA. And then sure enough, as you guys saw, TNA started doing bigger venues. They announced Slammiversary for UBS Arena. They've been really going hard. Anthem has really been trying to grow the TNA property. And then what was really cool was WWE and TNA started to work together. And it seems like ever since that happened, that's when the wheels got more in motion for them to get a new TV deal. Now, one of the things that was really interesting about this particular situation is the fact that there are many options potentially for TNA's TV deal. And maybe I'm wrong here, but the kind of idea that is floating through my head is that maybe TNA, right now you could watch TNA Impact on TNA Plus. I think there has to be something there that with this new TV deal, maybe replays or reruns are allowed on the TNA Plus app. I can't imagine a TV network saying, hey, we'll put you on our app or on our channel, and then you can also watch it live on TNA Plus. There's probably going to be a major change there. But it seems like TNA is very, very close to landing this deal. I'm actually going to throw this out there. I believe that we will hear about this new TV deal by Slammiversary. I think for sure by Slammiversary, we'll have an idea of where TNA is headed. I think this is a great thing for TNA. Obviously, a better TV deal helps them. And if you're WWE and you're helping TNA and you're sending talent to TNA, the beauty of that is the fact that, like, now there's the WWE value aspect of the TV deal. That takes us to AAA and WWE. There's a lot of talk here about AAA. Rey Mysterio showed up via satellite, right? He did like a little video thing for AAA in their event last night. They did a event in Mexico City, and Rey Mysterio is promoting WWE and AAA's Worlds Collide, which is June 7th at the Kia Forum. What's really interesting is that this deal with AAA technically isn't closed yet, right? We don't have it's not official. So technically speaking, there could always be something that prevents it happening. However, according to Lucha blog, they've come out and said AAA has not sat down its office or wrestlers as a group to explain what is happening, what's next, and where that leaves the people who are currently working for AAA. They also said that there was these expectations for this event, previously that happened this weekend. There was expectations that these conversations would be had, but a lot of the talent have actually been in the dark. Now, this is crazy because there is a lot of excitement about WWE working with AAA. I think a lot of times people, we saw this, right? Vikingo is being promoted for Worlds Collide. Pagano is being advertised for Worlds Collide. This is a thing, right? Like, people are interested to see how WWE handles acquiring AAA Lucha Libre. Obviously, AAA is going to have a lot more money under TKO. They're going to have better resources for production. They're going to have better resources for potential TV deals. And that's really the interesting thing is, like, are we going to see AAA on television in America, or are they going to call it NXT Mexico and then that's how they get their TV deal? We don't know. We don't know exactly how they plan on doing this, which is going to be interesting. We don't even know if the tape library from AAA will be put on Netflix and Peacock, right? However, it is interesting that Triple A has kind of gone dark in this particular situation, because you would think that there would be more of a formal communication between, the main people and everybody underneath them. That hasn't happened. So it's an interesting thing to see, man. This is where things can get chaotic because we know that it's happening. Is there a possibility that it doesn't happen? I think that is a very logical question. Maybe they do a Worlds Collide event and somehow the deal ends up not working out. I don't know. Um, but listen, WWE has some potential here. They can do something really big here. AAA could do something really big here. It's just a matter of them doing it. These kind of details, these kinds of things, like it's not necessarily a good thing for people to not necessarily know what's going on. And that brings us to the WWE releases. Why did WWE release so many talent this time around? A lot of people think, oh, it's just budget cuts. And I think everybody in the IWC just loves the term budget cuts. But that's not necessarily how WWE operates. And I want to kind of be real about that. They might tell you it's budget cuts. And in the grand scheme of things, maybe it is. But the real reason why WWE released talent here is because WWE has a business to run. And this means evaluating talent and where they stand on the card, potential creative futures for them. Is there something that we could do with them in the future? And then the other part of the cuts are also that you have to pay attention to is, okay, WWE is acquiring AAA. Okay, WWE is trying to do these partnerships with other companies. They're working with TNA, they're working with AAA, they're working with all these, if WWE, by the way, especially when you look at NXT, WWE doesn't need to be paying Riley Osborne, Cora Jade, and Javier Bernal. They don't need to be paying Jakara Jackson. When if they need talent, they can go to another company and bring them in. It's not that WWE needs everybody or doesn't need everybody. It's that when WWE is running and operating a business like this, they have to make room for all this talent that they want to push, all of this talent that they need to utilize. Then they look at how much they're paying for this talent. Is it truly worth keeping that talent? I will never, ever, 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 ever defend WWE doing releases, nor will I ever defend it when TNA or AEW do releases. But the reality is, this is a corporation that's making tons of money, and they're not going to make tons of money by paying a whole bunch of people that they don't necessarily see as part of their future. And that's the reality of this all that makes this so much worse, because a lot of times, I think we can all kind of agree, it sucks when you see, hey, company says, we don't need you anymore, released. It's so easy for companies to release talent, but it's so much more difficult for a talent to leave the company if they don't want to be there. But at the same time, too, WWE operating this business are going to do releases based on a variety of things. And the one thing that's not getting talked about here, but finally it is, like Riley Osborne is incredibly talented in the ring. WWE has Riley Osborne out there. And the truth is, there's talks and rumors that maybe there was things behind the scenes that were an issue. Same thing with Cora Jade. So when you hear of things like that nature, people immediately say, oh, okay, they got released because it's budget cuts. But there is a lot more to it, and that's the point of this. Yes, WWE is trying to be profitable. Braun Strowman gets paid a very large amount of contract. What are you really going to do with Braun Strowman long term that you can't do with Jeff Cobb or Bronson Reed or some of these other guys, right? Like, that's the kind of mentality that you need to have to understand why they're doing this. I'm not saying it makes it right, and I'm not saying it makes it wrong, but what I'm saying is that's their mentality. So WWE factors in everything. It's not just about budget. It's in the grand scheme of things, it might be, but you're factoring in a whole bunch of things as to whether or not you could push them and et cetera. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I think more releases will happen throughout time, but I don't think they're going to be one by one. Like, it's going to be one or two every so often. And that's going to probably be more from the NXT side as they continue to evaluate. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below.